Welcome back to the most professional StarCraft 2, where I have the singular pleasure of introducing the Protoss player in the blue. Not the one we deserve, but the one we need right now. It's the smiling assassin. It's herO. And now, on the other side, the #1 Zerg player in Korea. You love him, or you love to hate him. Either way, not surprising to see him here in the finals. It's the final boss. It's Dark. These two facing off for, I believe, approximately the umpteenth time in this Korean StarCraft League Grand Finals. And I'm more than happy to watch it again, as they always come up with the most entertaining and sometimes confusing strategies. At the end of the day, it's almost certainly going to be good games for the fans. And if that's something you enjoy, it'll be awesome if you could like. And if you haven't made it there yet, subscribe. Or maybe wait till the end on that one. You know what? I get kind of annoyed when YouTubers I've never watched before are like, why don't you subscribe from... I don't know yet. I don't know you. Okay, maybe talk to me at the end. I might not be watching at the end, but if I am, then I'll commit. With that said, Jimmy, what are we... What? 1,174 likes on this video, on this cast. And, I'll cast another series. And I can take a wild guess as to at least one of the players. But hopefully you've had a good day so far, and hopefully it's about to get a little bit better. A best of 5. Protoss versus Zerg. My new favorite matchup. I think it's surpassed Terran versus Zerg for the first time in a long time for me. With the new patch, really allowing Protoss a little more stability in that mid-game. Of course, herO is not a player known for stability, but instead, drama and a lack of understanding on how to keep his units on hold position. But if Protoss had a door, his win rate would go up like at least 20% against Zerg. But it's going to be glaive adepts already throwing shade, slingshotting across the W speed zones here. And their counterpart, the slow zones, I don't think are in the map pool, but we're starting off strong. A good old-fashioned glaives attack from herO. I believe just 4 gates, no robo, so hitting hard and fast. And hard and fast is something that can be effective, but also doesn't really have as much overall punch to it, as Dark is already spamming Zerglings. I think he's figured this out relatively early on. herO not going with the early Stargate. Plenty of queens. Is he just going to shade through? Indeed he will. Goes around the corner. Shades up to the high ground. Dark a little bit surprised there that he even goes for it. Gets some banelings on the way. The fact he had a baneling nest already completed is really shows that he was ready in many ways for this. But still, the Adepts, dangerous. Dark is only at 36 drones right now. And that number is starting to get sliced down to size. Wait, oh, herO jukes him with the recall. He saw the banelings on the way. He shades out. And then right as Dark looks to intercept, oh, whoa, he's gonna catch a few of them anyways. Well, consolation prize. The Adepts are coming back out again. But herO used the recall to avoid those Lings and Banes. And I think he's done the damage. Look at the worker count right now. It's 33 to 49. Dark. Larva-intensive strategy, to say the least. Lings and Banelings are about as larva-intensive as it gets. And that means that Dark is very much not out of the woods. In fact, he's in the thick of the forest. And the forest is filled with Adepts with resonating glaives. Well, that's about as good of a surround as you're going to get. 2 Adepts make it through. A deadly number to the drones, but the Zergling should be able to get the wraparound. Look at 53 to 33 workers. Just warping in more and more Adepts. herO can't miss a warp in here. There's really not that much to follow it up. He's just going to send another round. In fact, he was using a proxy pylon to warp in, I think, over the top of those rocks. I'm not even sure if that's much faster than warping into a fast pylon and shading across. But either way, herO laying on the aggression here, and a Dark Templar are being warped in as well. herO's still on 4 gates. He doesn't have a robo, but I'd be lying to you if I said that Dark is still neck and neck with him right here. He's head and shoulders below, but you know, these underhanded and tactics are something that, well, he's got to respect. He doesn't have to respect it. Nobody has to respect DTs. But they do have to see them, usually, to kill them. Now, Banelings are an exception. You can detonate the Banelings, or just lure the DTs into attacking them. Which, of course, the acid doesn't care if you're cloaked or not. Well, herO is in a comfortable position going forward. Dark just started hit. We're 7 minutes in. We're 7 minutes in. For reference, in case you want to look smart to your friends and don't know StarCraft, that's a long time. A lair, sometime, usually before 5 minutes, at the latest 6 minutes, and that's with the most macro-oriented build. 7 minutes, especially with such a low drone count for so long, with such low tech, without doing some sort of counter all-in. Dark is limping along the tech tree as herO sprints forward, quite literally, charge nearly completed. He's got a Robo on the way. A few Banelings will try to come by, but hero's already built more than enough to box him out. The Archons, a deadly choice, bonus damage to biological, and very conveniently, everything Zerg is, including the buildings. So Archons against especially these Roaches and Zerglings, and even Queens, going to be a deadly unit. Banelings rolling in. Trying to get a little bit of a slingshot there from the Wla. Banelings aren't going to be enough. No, god damn it! Well, the Zerglings did get through the wall because, of course, herO had those charge slots not in hold position. But the Adepts are shady gated. Dark is... His economy is, he finally got over 50 drones, but the Adepts are looking to make that a temporary situation. A dozen more drones dead. Finally, the Roaches are here to deal with the Adepts, which is what Dark may have needed earlier. Dark actually has a supply lead. The only way, well, not the only way, but the most likely way that herO can, and I'm going to use the term throw the game, because right now he's at 73 workers, he's got 4 bases, he's got +1 ground weapons, he's getting +1 armor and shields. He has mass arc, he has everything he needs to lock this down. But if he keeps nickel and diming Zealots out here, he keeps sending in a few units here and there, there's a small chance that Dark can come in swinging with a deadly knockout blow and embarrass herO in game 1. But Dark is going to have to gamble on that timing. He hasn't built a drone in quite a bit. He's just spamming Roaches. He really wants herO to move out at the wrong time, lose a few too many units, and carry that momentum. Thing is, hero's almost too big to fail. Don't let the supplies fool you. Immortal Archon with superior upgrades. Oh my god. Catching a queen in the Wla. Here come the Roaches. This is a Dark shooting his shot here, such as it is. It's just Roaches. Shield battery overcharged. Gets an Archon. In trademark Dark fashion, sending in attacks from multiple prongs. Is there anything at the wall? You already knew the answer to that question. Coming in through. There's going to be a recall. Baits out something. Dark is going to push. He's at 200 supply of Roaches here. He's able to catch an Archon or two. The Immortals are bashing their way through. Is there any detection? A few DTs boxing out. The battlefront is spread over 3 different bases of herO here, but hero's abandoned some of his probes. He just doesn't have the army right now. He's up to 10 gates. Another Archon is going to get taken out, but the DTs and most of the rest of the gateway-based army are going to take out any Roaches on the right flank. The probes were able to evacuate, but Dark refuses to surrender. And in fact, he fights right back. If herO loses all those probes in the top left corner and isn't able to put together a counterattack, oh, I don't know if Dark realized the probes were on the run. He was microing the Roaches on the other side. Not able to kill them. Means that herO will maintain them, at least doesn't have to rebuild this. 137 to 77 army supply. Dark pulls back before losing a critical mass of the Roaches. And now Ravagers and Zerglings. He finds a little space to go for a 4th hatchery. He's still very reliant on herO getting caught out of position, on herO making a mistake when he's partitioning his units. But Dark seems to force a lot more mistakes than, well, anyone else. Infestation pit on the way, which means Dark sees that there's maybe an opportunity to continue this game even later on. He's been at 200 supply for a while. His economy is inching back up with that 4th base. The amount of Roach Ravager, there's no splash damage here. The Immortals are caught in front. He's gonna juggle a couple back, but there's so many valuable units and only one Warp Prism to rotate through them. But who's flanking who? The Immortals and Archons from the high ground. herO juggling back and cutting off the Roach's retreat. 13 probes went down somehow throughout this, but Dark is forced to tap it out as herO collapses on him with just too many strong units. Game 1 will, with a surprisingly great effort, head towards herO. The Glaive Adepts cleaving through in a way I haven't seen in quite a while. Glaive Adepts were the flavor of, like, the first, if you remember, Neeb, who is retired and going to school now, which is apparently what successful nerds do, is they complete a successful career and then get educated so they can, I don't know, start a new one. Anyways, moving on. Neeb built multiple championships off of those Glaive Adepts. Now, the Adepts have been nerfed in several ways, both before and after that. Mostly in the vision of the Shade and just the Adept HP themselves. But, and I remember there was the time we tried to, like, increase, was it the attack speed? Well, it's attack speed now. It was something else. The damage, I don't. Moving, oh, what are you doing? You know what? Thank you, Dark. Oh, those are only 5 minerals? Oh, yeah, well. I thought it was 10. Okay, well, educated.
The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you.
Wait, no, my God. No. Oh, wait, no, herO goes through. I thought he was gonna go for the gold, too. Wait, he is! Oh, my God! Are you kidding me? They're both... I don't know what to say. Well, here we go! The bases just got a lot closer. As herO and Dark, great minds think alike, but even more great minds think even most aliker, as the saying goes. And now, I don't think Dark had any vision of that probe. There's not very much vision. Oh my God. Well, Dark is in the himself right now about this, but I think he'll figure it out sooner rather than later. As his Overlord is gonna glide on in and see a distinct lack of anything at the natural. So, well, the Stargate is in production, but the Zerglings, oh, he knows. Dark figured it out immediately. Shield battery here. There's nothing to protect this against the lanes. This could be a disastrous start. Oh, is he just gonna recall? There's an Adept, maybe some probes? Oh, the Adept Shade's in, the probes are recalled. And things are escalating. Oh my. I have no idea how this plays out. The Oracle is about to come out. I would lean towards Dark with Ravager Ling and the fact he can build queens and just walk across. And the creep is already on the way. I will have my revenge! Sorry, you blacked out for a second. Oracle should be able to burn through the queen, but a second queen shows up. And there is that shield battery back there. The second queen makes a big difference here. 2 queens, you gotta pull back! Losing that Oracle is essentially losing the game at this stage. But the queens march forward. This is madness. The Ravager's breaking through. The Oracle taken down! Another Oracle is on the way. The Adepts are able to jam their way back. The Probes are forced to fight. Another Oracle pops out. Any damage on these Queens is absolutely critical. The Probes need to fight. The Queens are burnt through, but another Queen! Oh my! A couple more Adepts can maybe be warped in. The Stalker is on the way. The Oracle completely out of energy. Corrosive Bile lands on the Stalker as it warps in, and this is falling apart rather quickly for herO. More Queens. The creep is touching the base. And, yeah, the Ravager Ling. I feel like if herO was able to... If either player got the gold and the other one didn't go for it, it's anyone's game. But in this scenario, well, Dark is gonna drag you down and beat you with experience. These sort of chaotic openers and these crazy games. Wait, can the Stalkers even get through that? Everything the creep touches is ours, Susan. Even the other gold? Oh, definitely the other gold. I think the Stalkers, I don't know if they can get through there, but the Probes, well, they're having a bad day as well. Is it? Well, herO actually has more Probes in a somewhat convoluted fashion. And that's partially because the Oracle came in and got 9 kills. Oh my, wait, what? 13 Probes left. Dark didn't have a whole, what are we doing? What is happening here? Wait, a 1 base herO is now on a better economy than like a 2/3 of a base Dark. But Dark has the gold, which means his income is boosted past what you would usually have with that drone count by about 40%. But still, the Adepts are headed across. Adept glaives on the... So, well, here's the Oracle. There's not enough damage. Body blocking in the Queen. The Zerglings comes back. I can't even speak anymore. Meanwhile, the Ravagers are trying to break through the front. The Overlord provides the high ground vision. Dark still has enough economy. Well, if glaives are able to complete, that still helps against the Ravagers, just not as much as, well, that force field definitely exists. There's several pylons here, so it shouldn't be ending too soon. The Oracle's still just hanging out, completely out of energy. The Ravagers are in the main. Now, once again, who's flanking who? Stalker's warped in. How long on shield battery overcharge? It's up! But he gives it up. There's just too many Zerglings. Dark! What a mess! Oh, but he scraps out the win in one of the more ridiculous yet concise games I have seen, especially on the new map pool. I was wondering, we've seen only a few players actually really take the gold base on that map, but here, all of them did. Ah, all right. The best part is their teammates as well. I mean, they play each other. By the way, herO, the only Protoss player who has beaten Dark. I don't know if this is still true. This was true as of a month ago. But herO was the only Protoss player in the world who has beaten Dark this year. I'm trying to think back of any matches that Dark has lost. I believe he beat... Yeah, he did beat Max Pax just a bit ago in a very convoluted series as well, but it's only herO who seems to be able to compete with Dark on this level of mind games. I don't know how many layers of Inception deep we're going that they both ended up with the gold there, but then again, I think when these two face, there's a whole lot of asking whether or not you could in a very tiny amount, if any, of asking whether or not you should. Which, you know, makes for great entertainment most of the time. Yep, that's a probe. Jimmy if I wanted to hear the clicks, I would just be spamming the blue keys on the keyboard, all right? But nobody wants to hear a bunch of clicks in the background. That's for Korean K-pop streamers playing SC2. Okay, let's back that up a bit. They're playing K-pop, and they have their keyboard very loud, and the year is 2013. And the stream quality is 480p at best, and they have 12,000 viewers. Okay? It's been a few years since then. Trust me, it was a thing. Okay, for real. For real, for real. Never again. You know, I'm sorry. I would like to formally apologize to the universe and whom it may concern. Stargate. Everyone's base is in where you'd expect it to be, at least for now. Dark is... I was thinking of slipping a Zergling in.
Glory to the
So far, the first quote-unquote normal build we've seen so far. Stargate versus just Lingsby. He's gonna go for the... He's gonna get a fatal shot, kill a drone. He's gonna get two. Little dodge there. Of course, herO goes for it. Zergling gets in after the second adept and before the third. Gets a full scout. Dark, I was wondering why I didn't send the Zergling in earlier. Well, there you go. But the drones have to be pulled to help deal with the adepts. He's gonna get another kill. The spore crawler's moving in. Oh, he finished the spore over there. He's gonna. If I'm Dark, I pretend that was intentional. Just like not having a spore at the natural. Uh-oh. Oh, this is one of those. The revolving door of pain. 7 drones. He did get the adepts. He's bruised the oracle. But that's a pretty good take there. 7 drones is enough to build the rest off of. I'd say if you lose the oracle, you got to get double-digit drones. If you lose nothing, like you keep the adepts alive, 3 or 4 is fine. But losing the adepts, keeping the oracle alive, high single digits is usually pretty solid. That oracle is worth a lot, but also so is slowing down any sort of further production for the Zerg as well. So far, I think herO managing it very well. Got his 3rd base on the way at a timing that Dark can't even really hope to deal with. In fact, Overlord taking down supply blocks, Dark. He has to build multiple. He's had 58 out of 50. Well, herO joining him in the supply block. These players so similar. So closely matched. The supply blocks are synchronized. 5 OVs on the way now. Oh, Queen! Ooh, melted. A lot of strife between the oracles and the queens throughout this match, and it will only continue, I'm sure. Blink is is there a forge? Blink with no forge. Is it going to be like a blinky? Timing? Very odd to not get a forge because Blink Stalkers do approximately no damage on their... Okay, they do plenty of damage, but the +1 upgrade is a key part in competing, especially with roaches. Well, stasis. Stasis. Ooh. Well, 2 in stasis and 1 oracle in the afterlife. 53 workers apiece. Dark just pumped out 10 more drones, though. herO, a bit supply blocked. A rough one so far for herO on the supply block. Now 4 more pylons on the way. Joining Dark in just spamming those supply structures. Overlords are going to be considered structures for all intents and purposes here. Oh my god, the stasis is... The stasis is... The stasis. Say hi to your mother. Well, Forge is on the way. The Blink is about to complete. What do we got? 6 gates? He's multiple proxy pylons. So all out blink timing here from herO. Sure, he's going to have enough probes to potentially follow it up, but he's really trying to hit ideally before roach speed, and he will do so. Roach speed only halfway done here. There's not that much Zerg. 4 roaches, 24 Zerglings. Melee attack is on the way, but this choke point here coming down the ramp. Queen's getting involved. More stalkers, 6 at a time. Slow warp, but a big number of stalkers in total. Well, the stalkers, this is such an awkward angle trying to come up this ramp, but between a rock and a hard place is working out for herO, as the sheer bulk of the stalkers is preventing the Zerglings from getting around. Actually eats a few, I don't know, that's a bit much. Yeah, the Zerglings are pretty angry at it. I believe he just killed his own Ravager, or at least some Zerglings with Corrosive Bile. More Corrosive Biles landing. A lot of damage. Shield battery blinks in herO! herO, whoa, whoa, whoa! herO's just building shield batteries down here. A shield, he's building another forge. He may not have realized he built the first forge. But this is certainly something. I haven't seen something of this magnitude for quite a bit. Is it helping? It's just one shield battery. He does have the gates, which allows him to warp in. Dark just spamming corrosive biles, making it very uncomfortable to walk up that ramp. I mean, the Ravagers are essentially just projectile vomiting into the sky and hoping it comes down on something they don't like. Well, unfortunately, it seems like Zerglings are about half of them. And looking for the wraparound, trying to chase. There's more stalkers coming in. The oracles light up, drags the energy out. There's not much energy left in general on these oracles. What a fight. herO, still no upgrades. +1 melee is done for Dark. 70 probes. Is that a fleet beacon? Sure, why not? Time for the mothership transition. You know what? I kind of feel like it is for the mothership. We'll see, though. herO keeping the pressure on. The battle for the ramp will continue. Dark sends out a massive Zergling counterattack. Did he mask it well enough that herO didn't realize? Oh, herO, there's nothing in the door. Oh my god. Not again. It's happening again! Oh no! The natural! Well, does he have charge? He does not. He has to recall back. And Dark slips in with the Zerglings and is wreaking absolute havoc here. That will allow Dark the space to crush anything left at the front. He takes out some of the probes. Really not that many. 6 probes in general. Shield battery overcharge kept the probes alive. So while it was quite a win for Dark as he rips down the proxy gate, it doesn't end up being a game-ending pressure. Dark relieves it. Now, did he see the fleet beacon? Wow. He saw everything but. And he did not see the Stargate producing. So somehow he got into the base, ran around almost all the mineral lines, but didn't quite manage to see the fact that herO is building carriers. And those carriers are certainly going to be helpful against an army that has effectively no anti-air besides Corrosive Bile. The Corrosive Biles were struggling to land against a ground army. One that's flying like at least a screen away, I think, is going to be even more difficult. Well, Dark, army supply about even. I have no idea. He sees the corrosive. He just murdered several of his Zerglings there. More Zerglings over to the right flank. It's just a handful of stalkers. He splits off enough links. He goes for the carriers. Almost gets one. A lot of damage on the other. The carriers are not safe here. A spray and pray. I'm surprised he's actually just spamming them all in the same spot. But the carriers are enough to hold the line for now. Flux Veins Void Race. to follow it up. He knows that the best counter to this is going to be Mass Corruptor. hero's already pre-countering the counter to carriers. Now, he's got to be careful not to overdo it, as Dark still has a very capable ground army, +2 melee for the Zerglings. The Queen's at the back. More Queens on the low ground. The carrier's getting a little close here. The Interceptors harrying the Queens on their way across. More Corrosive Bole's gonna go out. Burrows the Queens. I don't even know if that was intentional, but firing off more Corrosive Bole. heRO actually not microing away. But I think... Oh, he takes down a carrier with the Queens. But there's just not enough left. The carriers are adding too much damage. And the Stalkers... and charge lots. I can't believe he didn't see the fleet beacon with a run-by. But at the same time, the run-by probably shouldn't have happened. There's still a burrowed queen down there, which is going to provide a little actual vision of where the army's moving. Corruptors are on the way. Any Void Rays? 2 Void Rays were built. Flux Veins is done. Void Ray speed is complete. Dark still has 4 bait. Oh my god. What a mess. He still has 4 bases, though. Oracle spots the Corruptors. Dark is not out of it yet, but again, heRO has climbed the tech tree before Dark can even pretend to catch up. Adrenal Gland Zerglings. With +2, still a very dangerous proposition. Stalkers are not well. Archons are much more helpful against him. Zerglings waiting for a counter. Charge lots. Queen still burrowed. Not even sure Dark realizes it's still there. Now this is awkward. Nope, don't worry about us. Whoop. No, I don't think heRO noticed. Oh wait, maybe. He's just waiting for it here. But Dark hits the other side. It was just a probe at the wall. That's not enough. That's not enough, heRO. Are you gonna build a shield battery? Meanwhile, here are the Corruptors. Fires out, spray and pray with the Corrosive Bole. That's more like it. Also, on the ground army, forces the retreat, but the not even Adrenaline 17 probes down. Just like that. More Zerglings coming in. Adrenal Glands, 10 seconds out. Burrows the Lings into main. Dark. He's still dangerous. The Crackling's about to complete. Can target down the shield battery. Actually, might just want to burrow away. But Dark is still very in this right now. How many Corruptors? 10 Corruptors. There's 6 carriers. The Corrosive Boles are very helpful. He's actually doing a surprising amount of damage here. The Corruptors come in from the north side. Might knock out the carriers. The Stalkers blinking on the Ravagers. There's still the Lings burrowed underneath in the main and the natural. But is there enough on the ground for heRO to power through? Roaches and Ravagers. The last carrier is taken down. The air army is... well, both sides kind of murder each other here. The Lings are unburrowed. The main base is vulnerable. Will Dark ever be able to get enough on the ground to fight the charge lots and the Stalkers here? How is it like this every game? The Corruptor's looking for an opportunity to burn through. Caustic spray on one of the bases. The charge lots are still chopping up whatever they can get a hold of. Archon joins the fray. I think heRO might hold on. Wait, the Corruptors! The Zerglings could take out one of the next side. They will. The Corruptors are forced back home. There's almost nothing left in the main, but there's no detection. Almost everything's burrowed, but he can't burrow his hive. A major design flaw. All right, that single Void Ray adding so much damage, but Dark supply has plummeted. The Void Ray is doing too. Here come the Corruptors. They're gonna get it. The Roaches are microing back. There's still some drones underground. heRO actually losing a lot. Whoa. The Hive dies. But the Broodling, oh, he pops up out of ground. Oh, what a game. The drones get the surround. heRO's down to 50. Is it going to... No. Dark has a... This isn't even really... It's like a half and half base. And the game isn't over. Oh my god. Okay. Well, there have been mistakes and big plays on either side. But, well, there's one carrier left. There's still a burrowed ling. Okay, observer was built. Does Dark, what tech does Dark have left? He still has the oh, he needs those Zerglings. There's still one carrier, which can add a lot of damage here. An Infestor is building more queens. We're bringing it together yet again. Oh my. The corrosive bows, those Archons are a huge deal here. +2 ground weapons. The Corruptors are trying. The drones are pulled against Archons. Which, you know, might be what he needs. That's a lot of his drones, though. But if he can crush this army, there's a fungal, corrosive bile, more damage dealt. It doesn't look like there's an... Oh, he gets it with the biles, but there's not enough Zerglings. herO blinks forward, but reinforcements on the way. More corrosive biles. The Archon, Warp Prism, Zerglings coming in. But the Blink Stalker's on top. Dark has almost no economy left. The Zerglings are trickling out. There's an Archon without full HP. Do you know how rare that is? Check that off your bingo card. I think herO may have done it. Oh my. The Zerglings find an undefended base. Shield battery overcharge is not enough to stop the Cracklings. This is a lot of the... But there's nothing to stop the ground army. Here we go again. Whoa, don't hit the rocks. Don't hit the rocks. That Warp Prism is incredibly important. He belongs forward. More drones. The last drones are pulled. He warps in some charge lots, and Dark is... Well, the Zerglings come back to help. There's that one Archon, and it's too much. herO holds on. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't clean. But it was. That's it. That I have spoken. Two to one. We're not even done yet. Dark's so close to bringing that back. herO, the only player in the world able to kind of outmaneuver Dark. But it's still so hard to pin him down before he slips away and shivs you in the back. And then burrows the shiv. Match point for herO. That is the kind of game that really, from start to finish... Well, not quite from start to finish. We had a relatively sane macro start. Just the back and forth. Mistakes and big plays. herO's so notorious for not having enough in the wall. But Dark getting caught on such a low drop. The amount he's able to kill. Corrosive bio. The amount he's able to get done with these low-tech units. Well, maybe having that lair so late in game one was not that much of a mistake. Dark double expanding. He's taking both naturals. herO not having it. Will we see the Evo chamber? I think so. I think you gotta go for it. Right, Dark? This is clearly not supposed to finish, but... herO's gonna try to block it, but... Oh. Is he... Oh! Oh, he actually just tries to live? He wants to live! The drone who lived. Check out my Dronely fans. He's still gonna try to block the Nexus. And in fact, oh, herO just builds a forge! Oh my god! Not again! Oh... The last time these two met... Maybe not the last time, they all blend together. But herO failed a cannon rush horribly. And that's how the series ended. A terrible cannon rush. That just did not work. But this was just a freestyle. He saw him plop down the hatchery, and now he plopped down a forge. He plopped it. There was a plopping. I'll stop saying that now. Oh my. Now this is StarCraft. I can totally believe what I'm seeing, but I'm still somehow struggling with it. Alright, I'm having a crisis of faith. And a crisis of sanity. Well, here we go. Dark is expanding to the other side. The spine crawler is coming down. He's trying to save the base. He's targeting it. There's one of herO's assimilators is here. The spine crawler right next to the cannons. Here come the broodlings. He will get the base, but Dark has another hatchery that's being cannon rushed. Stargate is on the way. The Stargate is in the wall here. Neither player will have an expansion by the end of this. Pylon getting hit by the spine crawler. Alright, and the drone finally dies. So, 21 to 24 workers. There's 3 adepts out, which is quite a healthy number. The assimilator is taken out. The assimilator also prevented Ravagers from being an obvious option, though Dark does have a lot of gas. 5 seconds on speed. These adepts are here at the very wrong time. Oh, he finishes speed, but he doesn't actually chase them down on the field. Is he that scared of the adepts? He has enough Zerglings. Right? Well, maybe he was right. Well, he shaded. He rearranged the adepts somewhat. They jammed themselves into a corner. Back to the rocks here. Actually, well, it's gonna. Is it really coming down to like 1 Zergling? Yep. Wait, no! 6 kills, gets out. Oracle on the way. Queen, okay, figures it out. Goes straight for the drones. More queens, though. Oh, get off my creep! Dark has there's a cannon, though. So, all these Zerglings are not going to find too much. Is there a spore crawler in the main? Indeed, there is. No Baneling nest. +1 attack. I mean, I guess he got the forge. Oh, my. I'm sorry. I'm having trouble processing it. I think I just zoned out for a solid like 30 seconds just thinking about this series. I hope you've enjoyed it. I don't. All right, no, focus. We're commentating. Okay, it's just you take these moments of rest while you can, but. +1 melee, charge, +1. Ground weapon still for herO. I mean, he didn't cancel it. Why would you cancel it? Getting the Templar archives. Warp prism. Likely next on the... Yep, there it is. And Dark is hanging out. He's not going... He does not have a roach warren. It is not... I would not rely on Zerglings and Queens against Chargelot Archon. Specifically, the almost gets the Oracle. So many Zerglings on the way. And by that I mean 12. Okay, it's not that many Zerglings, but... Templar Archives is complete. Where's the prism? Huh? He's just trying to warp it in right now. Does he start with the Archon? Yeah. Doesn't want to take any risks warping it in on the field. +1 is done. It's going to be a massive gateway timing. Does Dark have enough to do? Dark went up to 57 drones. If he survives this, he's in great shape. But the Roach one is only halfway done. The lair is right alongside it. It's gonna be +1 melee against mass. Did the Zerglings spot this? They will now. Oh no. Wait. Those are house Zerglings. All right, we'll just let them come home. Oh. Roach is on the way. Roach speed as well. Dark has the economy. He just needs the production now. He has that one spine crawler from the earlier shenanigans. Oracle taken out. How many are left on the field? Just one. That one spine. The backbone of his defense. More Archons on the way. Archon's always dangerous. And the +1 is something you don't usually have with pushes like this. But because of heroes, well, that's what heroes benefit from the early shenanigans was. Dark spreading out his units. Gonna try to minimize the effect of these charge lots and Archons. The War Prism is in the midst of it all. If the War Prism gets taken out, this attack stops in its tracks. But hero being very careful. Queen's dying. Some of the Queens trying to get out in front. Getting a big warp in here. Actually blocks out a Queen. Dark is struggling to get to these Archons. One of them is stuck in the Prism right now. Drops it out. Almost nothing left on the shields. Spore Crawler getting underneath, forcing a reposition. The Spore, well, he picks up another. The Spore almost turns it around. Oh my god! 5 HP! How does it keep happening? How is this? How are they so consistently close? Dark loses 13 drones, but he doesn't get the Prism. Archon survive. And now herO has turned the tables on the economic lead. The Phoenix also kind of left behind here. They'll expect one of us in the wreckage, brother. Well, okay, we'll go back to our quarters yet again. This entire series has been a series of fights that could have ended the game and didn't. So many times these fights have started and easily either side could have crushed it. But their micro and macro is so perfectly matched. Not identical. I would say Dark is definitely more focused on the special tactics, whereas herO is about the big sweeping timings. Which is a bit convoluted, because you usually think of Protoss as the more micro-oriented, but Dark does so much with such relatively weak units. herO gonna try to do so much with some of the strongest units in the game. He's got Archons and a Warp Prism and an Oracle as well, so... But that Warp Prism is an EMP and a strong gust of wind away from disaster. A couple Corrosive Biles also, potentially. Thankfully, no EMPs for Dark. I'm sure he wouldn't turn it down. But here comes a follow-up. And herO, he's still got those 8 gates. And he has the economy to back it up. Dark really needs this Prism. Even more. Oh god, the Prism is taking so much damage, but the Queens walk out in front. 2 of them take it out immediately. A big warping of the charge lots. And I don't know if Roaches and Ravagers are enough to defend this. The hatchery is taken out as it finishes by the charge lots. And the broodlings are cleaned up. Dark about to have +1 ranged attack. He has barely anything on the ground. Archon Immortal. There's an Immortal in the Prism still. Throws out a Corrosive Bile. Roaches and Ravagers not to be trifled with if they're just kiting back. The Archons actually have surprisingly little range. Double upgrades. +2 armor is on the way, which is a surprising choice for someone who's going mass Archon. That 10 HP the Archon has really going to be, well, it'll actually no, it will still survive no roach hits. Shields as well. Dark. Oh, there's the fleet beacon. Again, another attack that could have left. In that case, I think it was Dark who easily could have crumbled there. But he gives up the base in order to make sure he lives to fight another day. He has enough army supplies still to be competitive. Banelings can potentially roll in. Well, not yet. Halfway done. That War Prism. That 5 HP War Prism. This entire game has been built off of it. A shaky foundation. But a foundation nonetheless. Every bit of tech now for herO. Dark, on the other hand, is much more narrowly focused. +2 melee and Baneling speed. We got Robo Bay just finished up. +2 armor and +1 shields for herO. You got a fleet beacon. I believe he got a second Stargate as well. He can begin the carrier production. Can Dark do meaningful damage? He's got 1,000 in the bank. I'm not actually sure what he's waiting for. He doesn't have much larva because his queens have been slaughtered. Huge Zergling counterattack. herO, nothing in the wall, but plenty waiting for the Zerglings. Almost gets another queen here. Oh no. Almost is no longer true. Ah. The Zerglings get in! herO! How many times? The Disruptor shows up. Problem is, well, the Roach Ravager is the real problem. The Zerglings were just a distractic here. As the Banelings roll in, here comes the Archon drop at the back. Not nearly as meaningful as it once was. Dark attempts to get the damage done. 5 drones died. I'm not sure what's on the other side. Is there still an Oracle? Maybe some charge lots, but 10 probes. But Dark still down a handful of workers. This is not an army. He spots the carriers. A Spire has already begun. As this time well, wait. Oh, well, he saw it building in the Stargate, which is a bit of a giveaway. Colossus Carrier. herO. Now, it might look like herO is waiting too long to go kill Dark. But every time every time you attack for too long into Dark, he'll find a weakness. I think herO is waiting to have an army that just can't be beaten by Lair Tech Zerg. And it's going to be like 4 carriers, a Colossus. He has some disruptors, plenty of upgrades. He's trying to get too big to fail. But there are infestors on the way. Dark is building all the units he can in order to potentially turn this around. He can't get up to Hive. It's way too far off. Banelings roll in, get 9 more probes. That means herO's army is massive, but his economy, not quite as much. Well, that's a lot of Protoss. That Baneling attack triggered it here, and also 200 supply. No reason to let Dark get to Vipers. Archon's burning through yet another queen. The Ravagers, the Lings, the Banelings trying to come in. The Infestors are caught by charge lots, though, some of them. Zerglings boxed out by the Archons. Beautiful fungal. Disruptor shots dodged. Microbial Shroud in the midst of everything will prevent some of the damage and knocks down a carrier and types GG. A bit of a power move there from Dark at the very end, but herO able to clear him out. Just not nearly enough left over. herO finally carries his momentum through into a surprisingly long-winded win in Game 4. 3-1 herO. Yet again, able to be Dark's nemesis. And yet again, putting him back in his place as the only Protoss player who can really make a dent. Wow. Well, you made it to the end. I know it was a bit of a convoluted cast. Honestly, I don't know why. I wasn't really warmed up to it. Even though it's Dark versus herO, I'm like, they can't, not again. It's not going to be ridiculous again. But this one, I think even more, even above and beyond. So hopefully, if I clickbaited you, I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it ends up, what Jimmy decides. But if I clickbaited you with a game of the year or something like that. Well, one, by the way, at the end of the year, I plan on looking through all the games of the year, maybe with some of the other casters. I've heard there are a few out there, and even some outside of the Netherlands. But and picking out the best ones. And, well, if you want to check that out and make a decision on what you thought the best games of the year were, well, then you're going to have to do what I recommended earlier, which is subscribe. Or at least smash that like button. Either way, you could probably just, I don't know if it does much. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you've got the means of motivation, Patreon, YouTube membership, make sure to check out the KSL. The info's in the description. This tournament is put on with your support. Thank you to Dave Test and Chicken Man. And, well, thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill.